You fans are all over Los Angeles. Are Georgia fans who won it last year going to come all the way out? A lot of TCU college kids are Texas West. They're going to the game. Mm-hmm. I think you're going to feel like a little bit of a TCU edge with the crowd.
I went to pick up my son's friend for our basketball game yesterday. I coached the season opener. We won. I know you care. Their neighbor is a big TCU alum. They had this huge tent in their front yard, TCU flags everywhere, a lot of people just milling around. Big Horned Frogs contingent out here.
All right, it's time for Monday Magic 8 Ball, where I shake the 8 ball. You give me questions, J-Mac. We'll try to get to some of the playoff games, all of them if we can. Here we go. Monday Magic 8 Ball.
Will the Seahawks upset the 49ers?
The Magic 8 Ball says, yeah, don't count on it.
Okay.
So they've averaged 33.5 points with Brock Purdy. And Seattle's offense, you saw it yesterday, it's really limited. It's Geno was way better pre-Thanksgiving than post-Thanksgiving. Seattle 3-5 in their last 8 games. It's just a bad matchup personnel-wise. Their best players are young kids. The Niners' best players are veterans. I think it's kind of a...
Is this a beatdown, the Magic 8 Ball? Don't count on it?
Yeah. I mean, it's a convincing win.
Yes. Next up, Magic 8 Ball. Will the Jaguars beat the Chargers?
Ask again later. Jags struggle. You know the Jags didn't gain a single first down in the fourth quarter against the Titans? So, again, it's a big spot for a young team. Also, Chargers Mike Williams, we don't know if he's going to play. Let's just watch the injury report for the next week.
All right, next up, Magic 8 Ball. This is a tough one. Will the Dolphins, who might have Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback, upset the Bills?
Magic 8 Ball says, my sources say no. 8 of the last 9 times they've played, Buffalo's won. Tyreek Hill's hurt, Teron Armstead, Austin Jackson. So the Dolphins would have to be at full strength. Backup quarterback, O-line, injuries. I think it's Buffalo in a rout.
All right, so Magic 8 Ball wants to take on the biggest game. Will the New York Giants upset the Vikings on the road?
Most likely.
Ooh.
How about that? Listen, Vikings' worst point differential by any team to win 13 games in a season. Kirk Cousins has struggled in big games. All Minnesota games are close. The Giants are healthy and rested, and Brian Daboll's the coach of the year. Upset alert, take the Giants.
Okay, rematch from Week 18. Will the Ravens upset the Bengals on the road, Magic 8 Ball?
Yeah, Magic 8 Ball says, no, that's probably not going to happen. Outlook not so good. Ravens are 3-8 without Lamar Jackson, and since Week 3, the best quarterback in the National Football League, since Week 3, is Joe Burrow. Situationally excellent, unbelievably accurate, plus the run game and a better-than-you-think defense. I like Cincinnati again.
All right, I think this is the only one we disagree on, but what does the Magic 8 Ball say for Bucks upsetting the Cowboys? Home dogs is Tampa.
Signs point to yes. Dallas has never beaten Brady. Dak has 7 straight games with an interception. And Dallas has had multiple giveaways. They're getting sloppy in 4 of their last 5 games. You don't win playoff games if you're loose with a football. I think Dallas should win. The Magic 8 Ball likes Tampa.
Interesting. All right, let's look forward to February. Magic 8 Ball. Will the Chiefs make the Super Bowl?
Ask again later.
No confidence.
Okay, now Andy Reid is 21-3 after a bye. So they'll win their first round game. But the defense is a little inconsistent. I worry about their matchup with Cincinnati along the way. I think Cincinnati matches up very well with this team.
Beat them 3 times. All right, Magic 8 Ball. NFC, really a 2-team race, but will the Eagles make the Super Bowl?
Again, ask again later. Now, Jalen Hurts has won 17 of his last 18 regular season games, but they're a little banged up here. Lane Johnson, right tackle, one of their top defensive tackles. This is not the September-October Eagles. They are beat up a little bit. I think a couple of these games are going to be tight.
All right, next up, Magic 8 Ball. Josh McDaniels, will he remain head coach of the Raiders?
Most likely. They've had a lot of chaos, but it's the end of a Derek Carr era, so it's the beginning of the Josh McDaniels and his own quarterback era. Now, they lost 5 games with a double-digit lead, so they got to clean that up. Some of it is their secondary's a mess. They are not built to maintain leads. They have a lot of picks potentially. Could get another one with Derek Carr. Draft corners, safeties. That secondary is the biggest problem with the team. That secondary's a mess.
Yeah, next up, we've talked a lot about this today. Will Sean McVay remain head coach of the Rams?
Hold on, it's very fuzzy. Ask again later.
Oh.
4 playoff appearances in 6 years, but now he doesn't have a roster that is close to San Francisco, his rival. I don't know if it's a burnout, but Amazon, maybe Fox, some of these broadcast entities, if Sean Payton takes a job, does he come over here? He's got a lot of options. I don't think Sean McVay wants a rebuild.
Next up, Magic 8 Ball. Will Brandon Staley remain head coach of the Chargers?
It says wait until next Monday. If they lose, I mean, he's 19-15 with Justin Herbert. 19-15, and that's with the chaotic Raiders and the Nathaniel Hackett mess. So it's not like the division's been as strong as it could be. Now, Herbert and Staley have been okay against the Chiefs, but 19-15 with a really solid roster, I don't know.
Is it crazy to think 2 coaches are coaching for their future in the wild card round? McCarthy and Staley? It feels unfair, but
I think you're right on the Cowboys, but the Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah. We'll wrap up. Let's see if the Magic 8 Ball can get right with TCU, big underdog, upsetting Georgia in the college football natty tonight, right here at SoFi?
Yeah, very doubtful.
Yeah, okay.
Georgia is a recruiting powerhouse, #1 rush defense in college all season. They don't have a formula to win. They had games where they played poorly offensively and won. They had games where they were outplayed Ohio State and won. Georgia can win a lot of different ways. I think TCU wins in shootouts. That's when they're great. Georgia tonight, like 36-ish, 24-ish, sort of there.
Then we get into draft season. It never stops. Football's so good.
Stiefel, Midwest-based, thinking about retirement, go to your Stiefel financial advisor, stiefel.com, New York Stock Exchange, STIFEL. See you tomorrow. Live in L.A., it's The Herd. A really great quarterback, and then Jeff Hostetler.
Right.
One was better, but it didn't feel like the Grand Canyon. Yeah. I mean, Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, these guys are so much better if they're the top 5. By the time you get to like 12, the gap, the sport is built now for great quarterback play and wide receiver play. I mean, there are teams this weekend that are hard to watch.
Yeah.
Miami Jets.
That was brutal. I'll say this. Garrett Wilson looked incredible. It's basically like Garrett Wilson's awesome catching passes from anybody except Zach Wilson. And Colin, for the Jets fans who are down in the dumps, we've talked a lot about maybe Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo. Listen, if Matt Stafford is available, we know Shanahan and his system loved Matt Stafford. Well, you got the Shanahan system in LaFleur with the Jets. Do the Jets say, hey, you want picks? Give us Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford to the Jets for a slew of draft picks, and the Rams are like, all right, McVay's gone, we lose our quarterback. And all of a sudden, the Jets have a quarterback and a top-flight defense in a division with Josh Allen, Bill Belichick, Tua. Can the Jets... They need a quarterback, Colin. They got to make a move on somebody. Carr, Garoppolo, Stafford?
Matt Stafford. No, you think it's crazy? Matt Stafford. If McVay leaves, Matt Stafford got crushed.
Coming off the East fresh. He didn't play much.
Look how much money Matt Stafford's make.
Yeah.
He's from the South. He's from Texas. His wife is from Atlanta. He has no loyalty to the West Coast.
Big arm. Cut through in that bad New York weather. In Detroit, played in the NFC
Let's start
North.
That as a rumor. Stafford to the Jets is something to think about. If McVay leaves, Matt's got no... He doesn't want to be part of a rebuild. He lost all those years in Detroit.
There'll be a lot of teams that want Stafford. The Jets have...